The Porsche 911 GT3 has always been a special machine, but every now and then, Porsche creates a version that reminds the entire automotive world why the 911 continues to dominate conversations about drivers' cars. The 992 generation Porsche 911 GT3 isn't just another fast sports car with impressive numbers on paper. It's a machine built around emotion, precision, and an almost obsessive attention to detail. In an era where many performance cars are becoming heavier, quieter, and more focused on technology than driving feel, the GT3 proudly follows a different philosophy. It exists for people who still believe the connection between the driver and the road matters more than anything else. And after spending time understanding what makes this car so extraordinary, it's easy to see why enthusiasts call it one of the greatest driver's cars ever built. At first glance, the 992 GT3 looks unmistakably like a Porsche 911, yet every panel, every vent, and every aerodynamic element has been designed with a purpose. Unlike sports cars that rely on flashy styling to attract attention, the GT3 earns admiration through functional beauty. The front fascia sits lower and wider, giving the car an aggressive stance while improving airflow. The redesigned front splitter helps generate downforce without making the car appear overstyled, and the large air intakes ensure the naturally aspirated engine receives all the cooling it needs during spirited driving. Move along the side, and the GT3 reveals proportions that have been refined over decades. The body sits noticeably lower than the standard Carrera, while the wider tracks give it a planted appearance. Lightweight forged wheels fill the wheel arches perfectly, and the center lock wheel design instantly reminds you that motorsport has influenced every detail. Around the back, the massive swan neck rear wing immediately grabs attention. Unlike traditional wing mounts underneath, this clever design keeps the airflow cleaner across the top surface, creating more downforce while reducing turbulence. It's a race-inspired solution that also gives the GT3 one of the most recognizable rear profiles on the road. Every aerodynamic component works together rather than serving as decoration. Porsche claims the 992 GT3 produces significantly more downforce than its predecessor, allowing the car to remain stable at very high speeds while maintaining remarkable balance through fast corners. Even small details, such as the rear diffuser and carefully sculpted underbody, contribute to the overall aerodynamic package. It's a perfect example of engineering taking priority over unnecessary styling trends. Open the lightweight door, and the cabin immediately communicates its purpose. Unlike luxury grand tourers filled with excessive chrome and oversized displays, the GT3 focuses on the driver. The seating position is exceptionally low, placing you almost at the center of the car. The supportive sports seats hold you firmly during the Porsche 911. GT3 has always been one of those rare cars that earns respect long before the engine even starts. In a world where many modern performance cars rely on massive horsepower figures, turbochargers, and endless technology to impress, the 992 generation Porsche 911 GT3 takes a completely different approach. It reminds everyone that true performance isn't just about speed. It's about balance, precision, emotion, and creating an unforgettable connection between the driver and the machine. That's exactly why the latest GT3 continues to be regarded as one of the greatest drivers cars ever built. At first glance, the 992 GT3 looks familiar because it still carries the iconic 911 shape that enthusiasts have loved for decades. But spend a few moments looking closer, and you'll quickly realize this is far more than a regular 911 with a larger wing. Almost every visible component has been redesigned with one clear purpose: improving performance on both the road and the racetrack. The front end immediately looks more aggressive than the standard Carrera models. A lower front bumper, larger cooling openings, and a functional splitter work together to improve airflow while giving the car a wider, more planted appearance. The LED headlights remain unmistakably Porsche, blending classic styling with modern technology. Nothing about the front design feels excessive or artificial. Every opening and every curve serves a genuine engineering purpose. Moving along the sides, the GT3 sits noticeably lower than a